Welcome to the Build with Boundaries podcast. My name is Manaz, and this podcast is for mums who want to carve out time so that you can work in ways that work for you, your life, your family, and of course your business. Together, we will discover why you are not prioritising your business and the actions that you can take so you can live an intentional, productive, and fulfilled life without mum guilt. So let's dive in to today's episode.
Welcome everyone back to the Build with Boundaries podcast. I have Maria Chumas Baker on with me. She is one of my clients on the Heart Harmony Quest. She's a solution-focused hypnotherapist and a mindset coach. And these skills help her to help clients to start changing their mindset and to look into how they want their future to be and how to focus on their goals to become their better self. So firstly, I'd love to welcome you here, Maria. Thank you so much for joining me. And please, say hello to everyone.
Hello, hi, hello everybody. It's great to be on this podcast with Manaz.
So Maria, a good few months back, you made a decision to join the Harmony Quest program. And there was a lot of things going on for you in your life at that time. So kind of take us back to before we started working together. What was going on for you?
Okay, at that time, I was actually beginning to feel completely out of control of my life, in effect, because I felt that I wasn't using my values. I didn't have any boundaries at all. I've never had boundaries. I didn't really know what they were, and I was actually thinking, "What's going on? I just need some support because I'm running my business. I've got some lovely clients. It's my absolute passion what I do, but I needed some support with it because I just felt a little bit. When I say out of control, I mean it in a sense that I needed to restructure things a little bit for me as a person, and not necessarily as a solution therapist, but me as a person myself. So yeah, that's how I was then.
Yeah, interesting. So I guess, looking back now to that point, there was a lot of things going on for you in terms of your business stuff and your personal stuff. How was that affecting you and how were you feeling day to day?
It was really, really difficult. I think mostly it was due to the fact that I hadn't set any boundaries with my family. I was very guilty about that. In effect, I have a couple of grandchildren, and I and my husband were having to go and pick them up from school 2 or 3 days a week. So I just felt, okay, I want to have my business. I really want to have my business running very well. And I was thinking, okay, so when do I work? When do I work? Because obviously, clients come on and they have certain times they can actually work with me. So I was a little bit all over the place in terms of, okay, got to go and pick up the grandkids on those days. I want to have my clients. I was thinking, well, what do I do? I need to basically set my week better and actually have boundaries and say to my daughter, okay, I can help on that day and that day. Because unfortunately, my daughter doesn't have anybody else, any other family members who can help. So she is still actually relying on me and my husband to help with the grandchildren, which it's fine, but basically it was taking out more or less 2 or 3 afternoons a week. So I was just in a little bit of a quagmire. I didn't know what to do. I really didn't know what to do at the time, and I was getting very stressed about it, and I thought, I need help.
Mm-hmm. When we started talking about the Harmony Quest in particular, tell me when you were at the point where you were about to sign up, was there ever anything that you thought almost didn't sign up because of it?
I think I almost didn't sign up. I wasn't sure I'm the sort of person that has to be 100% sure of everything I do. I probably tend to overthink a little bit too much about things. I just wanted just to be 100% sure that it was right. And I'd actually worked with you before with your Build with Boundaries for a little while, and I knew I had this feeling in my gut and in my heart that you were the right person to help me. But there was still that little bit of a thing, or shall I, shan't I? What if, da 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 da. Also, it was the time factor also with my boundary work. Will I have time? When will I be able to do it? Etc. etc. So it was all that. So in the end, I did make the decision because I wanted to work with you, and I thought, yes, this is going to be good. It's going to be 3 months, but it's going to be good, and I need to spend the time on it. So there we go.
It's fair to say, isn't it? We get caught up in this trap when we don't have enough time to then think that we don't have enough time for the solution either, or for something that will help, because it becomes an extra thing for us to focus our attention on, give it time, give it our effort, put in like effort where we already are pretty exhausted. And I think, you were feeling quite overwhelmed as well. So what helped you then see that you didn't actually have to put in, like it wasn't about putting in 3 hours a day, but what Harmony Quest does is quite different. So can you maybe share from your point of view how that worked out?
Yeah. I mean, obviously working with you, I had to be accountable to you for one, which was fantastic, because I needed to be. And you were able to set me pieces of homework, which I knew I had to do. And actually focusing on these bits of work really helped me to get myself organized with my time in my diary about when I was going to do it, as well as having my clients, as well as going to pick up the grandchildren. So I was able to really put that together to help myself. And I knew that doing this, I would really benefit from it, and I would get myself back together again, basically. Not that I was broken, but I was burnt out and overwhelmed. So yeah, that's how it went, really. We had calls, obviously. I had accountability, and I thought, I've got to be accountable. My man, she'll go down with me if I don't do the work. No, I'm only joking, Manaz, but I knew that I was accountable to you, and I had to do the work. So I had to set a time, and I had to focus on it. So that's what I did.
Yeah, it definitely makes such a difference, doesn't it? Because, there's that gap between knowing what you need to do and even having that help to break it down and tell you, well, this is what you need to do this week, to actually doing it, like making it happen.
Because as you know, as a woman, you're a woman, a wife, a mother. I am as well. We've got 100 plates seem to be spinning all the time. We've got so much to do. And we let things pass. We don't do things because we don't know when to do them, or we've got something else to do. And we don't give ourselves the self-care being looking after ourselves. And this, coming on a Harmony Quest, was about looking after myself as well. So we don't do it because we are so busy. And then we feel a bit guilty about it because we're not doing this and that and the other. So it's really difficult to actually put it all together. But with you, I've managed to actually just really crunch it up, put it together. So that's great.
And thinking back to when you signed up, if I remember right, you were just about to go away on a break with your family. And you were also a bit uncertain of whether the timing was right, because I'm going away and and you already knew that it was going to be a challenging time for you when you're away. And I remember having that conversation with you. Tell me about it. Like, what helped you to decide, well, actually, I have to put myself first, because really that is what you were doing by saying yes to the Harmony Quest. You said, I am important and I need to give this to myself.
Yes. At the time, I think it was February time. Yes, we were supposed to be going skiing with my grandkids, and actually going away with my grandkids is not easy because my granddaughter has autism. She's 9 years old, and it's not a rest. It's not a rest. So I was very aware that I wanted to start. And I was thinking, well, we're going away for a week. And then I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to go away. I'm going to come back absolutely exhausted, but then I'm going to actually start this. I'm looking forward to starting it. And that's what really got me going through it, because Manaz was amazing in helping me through that period of being with the grandchildren and trying to think about my boundaries and also my own self-care, because I really wasn't looking after myself at all just before I started Harmony Quest. And that going away, I was very nervous of, because I knew that it wouldn't be a rest. And so Manaz, you were very, very helpful with me during that period. And then got back, thought, right, we're starting. Brilliant. So I was really looking forward to it.
Because we started just before you went away. And then we even had a call when you were away. And I remember how stressed you were. But the fact that you have somebody else to share that with, even show that opportunity, it was almost like seeing opportunities of like the situations you were finding yourself in and where the stresses and strains were coming in. And I think that was really powerful for you to be able to almost like look and reflect on that and actually really see like how these things are happening in your life. What do you think?
Yes, I mean, I said we started when we got back, but yes, we did start just before I left. Actually, we're going back a few months now. Yeah, but you were,
I know.
but you were so good, because I said, "Oh, I'm going away," and you were asking me about what the issues might be, and I was telling you the different more things about obviously my small family situation, and you were able to really pinpoint certain things that I needed to look at and react differently to, because I'm a people pleaser. I'm a serial empath. I want everybody to be okay. So for me, I was going away. I wanted the grandkids to have a lovely time. I wanted everything to be okay, but I wasn't thinking at all about myself. And so you really helped me to understand that I needed to look after myself. I needed to go for long walks to get away, which I did. Well, the weather wasn't that good, but I did. And you were there for me. Even while I was away, I was able to message you, and you would help me and give me some advice. So that was great.
Fantastic. So when you were working through the Harmony Quest, it was a huge focus on you learning about yourself. There was a massive focus, and we even brought in human design. We, you had a workshop with an expert in values, so you could actually work out what your core values were, what they truly were, and how they related to your life story. And then through the human design work, like looking at you through the lens of human design gave us so many different layers of, like, I could literally see you in your human design, after having known you for some time. It was like real confirmation. But can you tell us about how that felt for you? Because you were the one receiving this. And sometimes, people can think, well, we know ourselves, but do we really?
We certainly do not know ourselves, Manaz. I have gone through 63 years of not really knowing myself. I've never had boundaries. And my values, I had worked on my values before, but actually working with your expert on values really helped me to define my new 5 core values. And that was a fantastic piece of work, because I could actually recognize that these were my core values. And when we went over them, and your expert actually explained how my life is and why I had those core values, it was amazing. And then doing the human design, oh my goodness me, that was absolutely amazing. Everything that you explained to me about it, it was exactly me. exactly. And so it's really, really helped me to actually understand uh, how I'm made up, how my mind works, tells me about what I'm really good at, what I'm perhaps not so good at. Well, when I say not so good at, but the things that I'm really good at, but sometimes I'm maybe a bit too good at it, and that affects the way I think, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically what I need to work on myself. Actually, it's like a handbook on how I need to better myself. So I'm continually working through that, and I can see everything in there is absolutely me, simply through
Yeah.
how my life has developed over the years. And yeah, it's been amazing. It's been, I must say when Manas first did my human design, it's shocking to see it. So when you basically get
Yeah.
all this information about
Absolutely.
yourself, you think, oh my goodness me. But she, sorry,
There was a lot of emotions.
there was a lot of
Yeah.
emotions there, a lot of emotions. And I found myself crying a lot because I thought, oh. But then you were very, very good, and you really explained to me very, very well about what it all meant. And you told me not to take it so personally, and to just, it's just for information, an idea, and it gave lots of ideas about how I could improve myself. So yeah, amazing. And also the channels in the body, because obviously the mind and body works together. So every time that we are basically having maybe negative thoughts about ourselves, and that human design did give me some negative thoughts to start with, it was affecting how I was feeling in my body, headaches and
Yeah.
aches and pains and stuff through the chakras. And so, yeah, it was fascinating. And I've done a little bit more research on it now. And I know that my emotions come through my throat chakra up here. And I am a very emotional person. That's just how I am. I always have been. Because I
Yeah.
just want the world to be a better place. I want everybody to be okay. That's why I like to help people in my work. Yeah, so it was amazing. Yeah, agree.
It makes total sense. I think this is what's been really fascinating for me doing your design. Like, it makes sense of perhaps even things that you have looked back on and thought, that makes sense, that's happened, or I react this way. That, like, stop blaming ourselves, right? And I think that was so powerful for you. With that kind of understanding and acknowledging who you are, there was also this kind of phase of, it felt like you were really deeply accepting who you are, because that takes time and it takes a lot of effort. So what changed for you there?
Well, human design is very, very complicated. And Humanas was sending me updates, which were fantastic, and giving me even more information. I am still accepting myself. I am still working on myself, because there's so much information on there that you need to work on within human design. It's shown me who I am. I've never really known who I am, and I don't think any of us actually know who we are. We're born, we grow up, we go through our childhood, whether it's a good or a bad childhood. We go through our teenage years, and then we go out, we maybe get married, have families, and we work. But we never actually sit down and think to ourselves, well, who am I? And if we do ask ourselves, we don't have the answers. We don't know who we are. So it's
Yeah.
really difficult. So the human design really put all down on the table. This is who you are. This is what you do. This is how you react. I say those three things, but there's so much in it which enables you to say, oh my God, yeah, that actually is me. And it's not just the fact that it's written down. You actually see those
Yeah.
words and you know, God, yes, I am like that. So it really helps you to start to understand who you are. But as you said,
Yeah.
Manaz, it's a long journey. It's a really long journey.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's so practical things in there that it is, you know, a step by step, and we can't do everything, but there has to be this journey that you start with, like, what can I do now, and what thing, and the conflict. And I think it's like inner conflict as well as outer conflict.
Definitely.
So what was it like to work with me through the Harmony Quest, and how was that different perhaps with working with other coaches or mentors?
Well, I remember starting with you, Manas, and uh, I think sometime into Harmony Quest, I said, Manas, are you a coach or are you a mentor? Because I was actually looking for more mentor, someone to basically say, hey, you know, let's do it this way, or I advise you to do it this way, or whatever, mentoring me. And started off sort of coaching me, and I thought, yes, this is my coach. The accountability was fantastic because you really got me to focus on things, and you were asking me questions, and you were sending me emails about the accountability, which I had to reply to you about what I'd done, etc., which was fantastic, and it was amazing. And the thing about you, Inez, is you are so empathetic and so wanting to bring the people in your Harmony Quest to the other side, call it the other side, where they really are content with who they are in their life, and knowing that they can actually move on to the next step. It's a little bit like I do with my solution-focused hypnotherapy, but in a much bigger way for you. But it was amazing working with you, and you've helped me so much. I can't be thankful enough, really. And I was so pleased that I signed up in the end after the hesitation.
And so am I. It's been wonderful seeing you, just that whole progression, and, you know, where you started and where you are now. Even as I talk to you now, I can hear in your voice so much more calmness that I feel like it was missing from Maria before. And, you know, you were feeling quite frazzled and really overloaded with all the things. And therefore, it makes complete sense that you didn't think you even had time to do something else. So if somebody else is in that position, what would you say to them? Because you've been there and felt that, but you've also come out the other side where, you know, even not talking to you now is like you're almost like a different person coming out the other end who's like accepted who they are and like really standing in your power and honoring, you know, you rather than feeling that this push and pull.
Yeah, and I haven't had a gin and tonic for my lunch, so I'm coming from the authentic me. This is me. Yes, I have come through to the other side. I now know what I'm doing, what I want to do. I must admit, I'm still working on my boundaries because I have found it difficult, and a lot of people might find that difficult. But I'm in a much better place than I was before. So I would advise anybody who's been going through this sort of situation. I don't know whether it's a midlife thing or whether, you know, younger people are feeling it with the, you know, with having families, having all the stresses of having to try and manage families, work, life, etc., and are feeling a bit guilty about it. I would say, yes, come in, because you will learn so much from this lovely lady, and you will really come out the other side. It's been a great experience, so I highly recommend it to anybody.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Maria. For anyone who's interested to know more about the Harmony Quest, I will pop the link in the comment so you can have a look in the podcast description. It's builtwithboundaries.com/harmony, and you can find out more information there, and always happy to chat, because I think it's really important to always make sure that, you know, what solutions and what service we provide is actually suitable for the person coming in, and, you know, would always have a conversation first, just like I did with Maria. If you have any doubts, and understanding it just goes to show, like, especially with your story, Maria, how you shared it, like, it doesn't matter what stage of life you're at, Like there's always something more to discover about yourself. And I think, when we get to that point where we can like embrace more of us, we just find it easier to be us rather than feeling like we don't know who we are, because we never come with this manual. And what human design and the values work and all this work that we do in the beginning helps us to see who we are. And then not only that, it's practical tools and practical things to actually implement, because without that, it doesn't actually change anything. It's just like having information.
We come into life without a handbook, and we build our lives how we think it should be. But a lot of the time, we completely forget about ourselves as people. We're just doing. And then we think get to a certain stage, we think, oh my goodness me, I don't actually know myself. Who am I? What do I want in my life? Whatever it might be, getting to those situations where we're just, and society as a whole has made us a little bit like that. We're dependent on certain things in our life, like social media, etc., etc. And we say, just to me, there's got to be more to this for me, more to my life than this. And so, yeah, agree.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing so openly with your honesty, Maria. It's really been a pleasure to see you walking through this journey and just seeing you come out. And the fact that you feel so much weight has lifted, and you look much happier and lighter. It's almost like this pressure has gone, and that's definitely what I'm seeing and feeling from you.
Thanks, Manaz.